Chicago with the lead. Court. Batista with the catch. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life. Hand down, man down.
Yeah, I can see how disrespectful he's being right now.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt.
Yeah, that's a technical.
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome back to The Bounce, brought to you by Bite Size Sports. I am Kev. With me, as always, is James, and we are here to talk with you about all things NBA. But first things first, James, how are you? I have a special opening segment for you, but let's not be rude. How are you today, brother?
I am alive and well, my friend. Just prepping for the old holiday break, getting stuff finalized, checking some NBA, NFL action tonight. We are on Pistons watch.
Ooh,
but
Pistons
it's not. Oh no, they're only down 2. They came back. They were down 5 there when we went in. Down 2, 3:40 left.
Down 2. It should be noted to the third string unit of the Utah Jazz. That injury report was something to behold. I thought for sure.
It's wild. Like the Pistons were favored, but you just never know. Kate Cunningham's having a fucking day, dude. 26, 9, and 7.
That's why he's on the thumbnail going like this, because, I mean, it's not the first time in the last week or two it's been like, oh, Kate's going off, but what else is going on? So, yes, you mentioned it will be on Pistons watch tonight. Yep. Will they avoid the NBA's record for losing streak? We'll also be talking about Ja Morant's debut, whether or not Jalen Brunson is too small. Are the Timberwolves the best in the West? It's magic in Orlando. And we'll, of course, talk about our Xmas Day preview. And, of course, although this is a basketball program, we will keep our eye on the NFL for a Thursday night football update as we go. But, James, first and foremost, we have a comment. What up? What's up, Jay? Oh, you got it. My bad. I forgot what show
I run the comments. Shows flip. Wednesday night's you, Thursday night's me. What's up, James and Marcin Gortat?
I get the Marcin Gortat 2 nights in a row. It was an unfortunate smelting accident, folks, that cost me my
mustachio. It's getting a little better. There's a little shadow there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're almost,
a little bit. We're getting there.
It's got to grow back in before I travel to Fort Wayne, or I will get mistaken for an Amish.
You're running out of time, bro.
A big debate that's been going on in the NFL side of Twitter today, but it pertains to us hoop fans too. So before we get into all this real serious talk, it's the holidays. Let's kick back, drink some eggnog, have a little fun, and debate whether or not fans should be allowed to say we. James, are they part of the team? You and I have both been on the other side, although you've been a coach at the collegiate level. I was just a towel boy, essentially, the video manager. We did some things over there, but I've been in the locker room. I've been a journalist, and of course I've been a fan. How do you, James, feel about fans saying we?
I used to be really against this. It used to bother the shit out of me because they take a lot of credit for when you win, but when you lose, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, then you're a bum.
We did make it 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We made it 4 minutes.
Hey.
But I have since come around to the other side of this where fans put so much time and energy into it, and also they are paying a lot of money to come to games, to watch games, to buy gear, etc., etc. I am perfectly fine with them saying we, man. Like, it's part, like, you don't want your fans not thinking they're a part of it, You don't want them going in being like, yeah, how would you say it? My team, our team, like the team. Like, no, man, like, let them say it. They're a part of it. You want home court advantage, right? Like, when you want people to come to Indianapolis, you want it to be a motherfucker to play at, right? Like, let them believe, man. Who gives a shit?
That's a great point. Yeah, you talk about the 12th man in football, or, the 6th man, whatever. It depends on how many guys or gals you have on the field or court for each sport. But yeah, I think fans are a big part of it. We've got some good comments here from Nate about this as well, where he says we is acceptable. In my opinion, I think when you have an emotional connection, it plays a huge part. And yeah, if the fans weren't a part of the team, then home field advantage would not be a thing. And Nate brings up a point as a fellow Cubs fan right here.
Great one right there.
Think about the 2016 Cubs, for example. That's a perfectly acceptable response to think we. Listen, when the 2016 World Series, I was on a group phone call because we couldn't all be in the same state. My brother, myself, my dad, and my grandfather are on a group call watching the World Series together, screaming like children and honestly probably crying when we finally pulled that. And you see, I just did it. Said, you know why? Because I was taken to the hospital in a Cubs onesie. I have cried over that team as a child. I've gone to see games. When we talk about the emotional input, and again, without the fans, none of these contracts are what they are. There's this whole debate about what is fair for women's leagues versus men's league, and it always comes back to, right, what revenue are you bringing in? Well, nobody's bringing in any revenue if it aren't for all of us lunatics that like to say we when we talk about our favorite team. Because if you're not all the team, are you spending $80 on a hat or a hoodie or any of this stuff? Are you making Twitter accounts? How many people make team specific Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts? No, to me,
Keebler's got one. He's got the next stop.
Yeah, and listen, I hate the Knicks, but I think Keebler should be allowed to say we. But
it's we. It's okay. It's fine.
So we're all in. So
if you draw a line, where's the line at? Is it players? Is it coaches? Is it front office? Is it GM? Is it the owner? Like, hold on.
Yeah, is it the team manager, the staff? What about the people working the concessions?
What about the equipment manager? Yeah.
Oh, Nate's got
another good one. Yeah.
Think about 2023 Vegas too, Nate says. That was the first professional team in Vegas, and it has a huge connection with the city and how they recovered from the 2017 shooting. Yeah, sports are supposed that's what this whole thing is supposed to be about, right? When you're a child, it's supposed to teach you about teamwork, dedication, hard work, discipline, maybe a little organization, get some structure in your life. But then as you grow up, it's not only just a distraction from your day-to-day. It is something that you've built an emotional tie to over the years. And yes, it is that escape from your day-to-day. So by all means, say fucking we, dude. And also, Nate, he just hit this nail on the head. And I'm actually might transition slightly.
He's correct.
Yeah, because people who want to please fandom are assholes. And again, I'm wearing the Colts hat today, so this must have been an omen. This is happening right now. I get it. Fuck the Colts, right? From a Titans fan. Oh, God, someone's going to clip me on that one.
Oh, great.
But so there's been a big fight amongst Colts faithful because this is a Colts team that's not where anyone thought they would be, right?
The playoff or non-playoff debate.
Exactly. Now we've got Colts fans that are mad at other Colts fans for doing mock drafts. They say, how could you be blah, 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 don't do mock drafts now. We're going for the playoffs. Who gives a shit, man?
You're still going to have a draft pick. Did you know that even if you win the Super Bowl?
Boom. Nice, James. Thank you. Yeah. Did you know, believe it or not, Super Bowl champions still draft as well. And God forbid fans like me, who in my opinion, believe that the Colts are an outside contender at best to make any kind of legitimate playoff run. Like, yes, this is exciting. I would much rather be playing meaningful football around Christmas than be dealing with the team we had last year. Sorry, James. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rub this in. But at the same time, how is it bad to be realistic about, okay, chances are a Gardner Minshew-led team is not going to win a Super Bowl. So, and there were earlier points in the year where people like me were kind of okay if the Colts lost because we wanted that better draft pick. This year,
that's how I feel about the Titans right now.
This year felt kind of like a wash. Okay, fine. Now that they're in the playoffs, I'm not rooting for the team to lose. I'd love to see the team play in the playoffs, but at this point, it's all about just, wouldn't it be cool? It's no longer about being reasonable or even, there's the journalism side of it. I wouldn't even be talking about that. But the idea that people are saying, "Oh, you can't talk about mock drafts because we're a playoff." Like the whole thing is stupid. Policing fandom is stupid. We're all
very
here to
dumb,
get
yeah.
away from the rules and the bullshit that we deal with on the
Yeah,
day to
man.
day. So who are you to come in and say, "Oh, this is the way you have to be a fan"? Nah, miss me with that bullshit. And Nate, listen, Nate's gonna get a producer
He's gonna.
credit today.
We could use a producer, Nate.
Wow, Nate, come on down, brother. Because Ja Morant's debut is next on the list. And what was his comment, James? I'm sorry. He said,
just as a
Ja
segue,
Morant.
but as Ja Morant owner on fantasy, I was super hyped with the debut. So much for needing any time to get any rust off or acclimated, folks.
Yeah. What kind of idiot said that it would take Ja Morant some time to get back into the flow of things with his teammates? Where's that dummy?
34 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 12 of 24 from the field. Did go 0 for 5 from 3, but he's not a known three-point shooter. 10 of 12 from the line, turned it over 5 times, 2 steals, 1 block. And, Kev, the game winner.
Uh-huh.
He's back.
Oh, yeah.
He's back. So I guess $1 million question, even to go even farther. I guess, what are your thoughts first on him being back?
What are my thoughts on him being back? Shout out to David Burns watching from Cedar Hill, Texas. We appreciate you. Thank you, David.
Pistons watch ends. They lost by 8.
Oh, wait. Oh, Pistons watch. No way. The Pistons lost to what essentially is the Jazz's G League team, right?
Took an L.
Wow.
By 8. Man, I'm sure I'm glad they paid all that money for Monty Williams. That's going well.
God. Yeah, the 2 highest paid coaches in the NBA right now have combined for 8 wins. James, what do you think about
that? As a known Monty Williams, I did not love Monty Williams for the Suns, but I was not surprising. His comment about what did he say?
Correct. The David retweet.
Yeah, we're starting to figure the pieces out. Or like it's like what the fuck is this?
He said, "I'm starting to figure out this whole spacing thing." You know,
don't
say that out loud, Coach. What?
Like, whoa, man, mind blown. Okay,
Coach sounded like young Kev in middle school when they moved him from power forward to small forward. Believe it or not, you know, I was the same height now that I was in the 8th grade. They thought I was going to be a big guy.
Didn't grow. Didn't grow.
There's this thing called space in the floor. It's a crazy thing that happens.
It's this thing in the NBA where they have a 3-point line and you go outside it, you shoot. I don't fucking hell, dude.
Next thing we're gonna hear Monty say things like, "Guys, I just realized the ball actually moves faster than you do. So if we just pass more, we're gonna beat."
It makes sense. This is the guy that ran the pick and roll heavy mid range city offense with the Suns. Like, none of this is surprising.
Monty Williams has been running an NBA 2K offense for quite some time. Like you said, pick and roll. Yeah, it was fist back in my day.
Yep. All fist, baby.
Knew it was coming. Either that or I'd be pointing at the guy's shoes.
They gave him such a contract, man. They ain't getting out of that thing.
He is there.
He is there. So back to Memphis. Ja's debut, obviously fantastic. But Kev, my question to you is Ja enough to put them back in the playoff hunt?
Oh, Ja enough to the playoff. Let me pull up the standings real quick.
Got
Do you have them? Okay, say where are we at in the standings?
Getting you right now.
Because my gut tells me no. Okay, just first instinct. We've got the Timberwolves, who we'll talk about later. The Thunder. Like, we got 2 teams ahead of the Nuggets right now. The Clippers have won 9 straight, or is it 10?
Clippers have won 9 straight. Yeah.
We got the Kings, who we know that I love, Dallas. Then we get down to like the Pelicans and Lakers. And that's where I'm like, okay, Memphis is in the running for a play-in my opinion.
Yep, that's where I was looking. So, I mean, they're 7-19 through 26 games. So essentially just under a third of the way through the season. Man, they are 1-11 at home. That is freaking woof. But they are only 7 games out, 5.5, right? 6.5 games out of a play-in spot. They're going to have to play off the charts the rest of the way. But this is a team. What were they, the 3 seed or were they the 2 seed last year? 3.
2.
They were the 2. They were the 2 because it was the King. It was Kings. Warriors was 3-6.
Oh my God, we've got a great Nate.
Wild
Nate says.
chat.
Nate says, "I feel like
we'll scroll up and talk about them Pacers. We'll get them."
Yeah, we're not talking about the Pacers yet, Nate. Leave me alone. But since we're feeling like idiots here, Nate says, "I feel like a fucking idiot picking the Spurs."
Let me put the Spurs right.
Yeah, they're not
right
even
above his comment there. 4.
Yeah, James has to do a little work so we can see where the Spurs are in the standings. 4 of 22, and that's where Rod says, "If the shoe fits,
wear it."
Doinks. Oh man, no, you're all right, Nate. You're all right. You weren't the only one who thought the Spurs might get ahead of schedule, although your neighborhood eggs here did try to warn you not to buy into all this preseason Wemby hype, but then again, don't play my old tape on the Pistons though.
Yeah.
Whoopsies. I blame that one on my brother, all right? I have a Pistons fan in the family, guys.
Yep.
I've been exposed. All right. I bought into the hype. But back to your question, James, Grizzlies playoffs. I'll give you play in. Is that a cop out?
No, that counts.
I don't see them as a top 6. No.
I count that as playoffs these days. Yeah, like top 6 would be a monster. They're 9 games back. 8.5 back of the Mavs.
Because who's going to have that collapse? I could expect it from New Orleans, but I also
looking at teams there like the Rockets. I don't see there.
Yep.
The Suns. Not surprising they're struggling. They just haven't been healthy at all.
The Suns are going to have at least 9 games this season where all 3 of their stars play together.
Maybe
so you got to keep that in your back pocket.
If Bradley Beal ever gets healthy. I mean, the Western Conference is fucking loaded.
Right. That's the problem with them is it's
not
a good year.
Seed up there. Look at our Thunder fucking way ahead of schedule.
The Thunder, the defending champs are in the 3rd seed right now.
Yeah.
He thinks the Grizzlies can make up 10 and 50 something games. I mean, that's fair. I'm going to disagree for now.
They're going to have to win. They're going to have to win a lot.
But it's not impossible. Impossible is an attitude. Is that what they say now? Is that how they hijacked Kevin Garnett's thing and now they rebranded it? But I like it. I'm here for it.
I could see play-in. I can't see. I mean, they could make the playoff, make it up through the play-in, but I just think they're so far back. They've also got health issues too. Who is not playing? I don't. Marcus Smart isn't playing right now, right? He's out.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who else is missing right now.
Derrick Rose is hurt. Big loss there. Derrick Rose.
Poor Derrick Rose.
I'm going to click. I know Marcus Smart's the big one who's been out for a minute.
Now, I don't see. I mean, looking at the teams around them, I'm not. I'm sorry, James, and I'm sorry, Fred VanVleet. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see that. I see the Rockets are a little ahead of schedule. Marcus Smart's out. Luke Kennard has been out with a knee injury, and Brandon Clark is not going to play until probably around February 16th, around the NBA All-Star break. He tore his Achilles last year.
Yeah, that'll be a nice addition.
Steven Adams is out for the season. They're just missing a lot of those 4 rotation guys right there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm happy for them that they got the big win in Ja's debut and his return. And I do expect them to rattle off a couple wins here while the energy is high. But completely honest with you, I expect things to level off with this team.
Yeah, it's a hell of a mountain to have to try to climb. So
they're not one to be counted out though. It's happened before over the last few years. Normally, it's happened when Ja's been out, right? That's kind of my whole thing. Is if Memphis was going to do it this year, they were going to need to do what they've done in previous years, which is surprise us all and win a bunch of games with Ja out. They were 6-19 without him. So I don't think. Nate, hopefully Nate's right, and then he can make up for that Spurs pick. I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind eating some crow every now and then, but for now, Count me out on the Grizzlies as anything but a play-in team. And where we're at today, I don't like them to make the top 8 out of the play-in. I see them playing 1, maybe 2 games.
Those are good teams. Pelicans, Lakers, not so much the Rockets. Phoenix Suns have high hopes, but then you got the Warriors floating around right back there too. Like, there's some good teams floating around there.
A lot of teams I don't see falling off. Then you look at a team like Minnesota, who we'll talk about. Even if they do slide, they're 20-6 right now. So they'd have to fall off a cliff
13
to
games
not
ahead.
be in that top 6.
The Grizzlies' home record is the one that's costing them everything right now. They're 1-11 at home. They're almost 500 on the road. They are 1-11 at home. That is terrible.
And that's probably where Ja's impact will be felt the most, because the man is a human highlight reel. I can't remember. I don't think it was last season. It might have been the year before, but the NBA did a top 10 highlights of the first half, and Ja Morant was 30% of the list. You know, for the whole league.
That dunk he threw down at the Pacers game last year was wild.
Yeah. So
I was looking at my phone like a moron.
He is a marquee ticket seller. And so one of the things Memphis, I think, in previous years have been known for is their wild crowds. I mean, they have wrestling matches pregame. They have a wrestling ring up there in that arena somewhere where they have people power bombing the mascot to get hyped. They're like the Buffalo Bills of the NBA.
I did not know that. That's wild.
They will get some of that energy back. So if I can look for something tangible where I would say absolutely, I expect them to improve, it is that home record. I think Memphis is going to be much better at home. But yeah, I know it sounds early. It might sound crazy for me, like 26 games in, to say that, well, the Timberwolves have to fall off a cliff, but that's 14 games over 500 is a lot, like that's a big old cushion.
Such a big hole right out the gate.
7-19.
So tough, man.
Oof. Man, even if you do get there, what's your prize? Maybe going up against a Nuggets team that's somehow a 3. Like, that's the other part, the team that a lot of people still think is the best in the West right now is sitting at 19-10. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we've got the Clippers big. I'm going to call it a big 3 because I think like Harden plus Westbrook makes 1 at this point. You can call it a big 4 if you want.
Good for them for winning, man.
Yeah, they're firing them off right now. So and we all know I believe in the Kings. So no, I think the Grizzlies are in for quite the haul. And why don't we, since we're here, we're in the Western Conference. I've mentioned it already. Let's just talk about the Timberwolves, right?
Where is John? Where is this Timberwolves loving lunatic?
He finally, like, you guys front and center, take a bow. You guys, it's finally your turn, and John's not here, so we feel for you.
This was a Wolves-centric show last week. Apparently, they were everywhere, howling at each other.
Yeah, all the T-Wolves fans were here last week, and nobody's here to revel in the glory. 20-6, James. The reason I framed it this way is because longtime listeners will know that this is about the same time that one balded Amish-looking dude over here said that the New Orleans Pelicans, the then top seed in the West,
it was about the exact time
right?
And it is. It really is. They were very similar record, and you were bragging up a storm, and then the fucking wheels came off.
Yeah. We're right. It's right about that time of year, isn't it?
It is about that time. That's fucking funny as shit. I forgot about that.
So the question is, James, are the Timberwolves legit, or should John and company, should they be worried about the old bounce curse?
It is a curse. I think they're legit? I mean, they're fucking 20-6. Like, they have the best record in the league right now. Let's look. They're a half a game
right
back
up there with the Bucks.
Yeah, half a game back from Boston for the best record in the league. They're one game back, a half game back because they have one more win.
Nice little lead in the West.
Nice little lead. I just go get laughed at this comment here. I hate the Pistons. This is getting depressing for me.
I'm sorry.
They
Oh,
can't win that game tonight, bro. I don't know, man. Like I
thought this was it.
I did
Like,
too. Like
I really didn't want the
I
Pistons to set that losing streak record.
they're going to, man.
I
It's tough. But back to
I'm
winners.
sorry, Go. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
We're sorry for you, buddy. Back to winners here. I will come out and say it right up front that I was one of the biggest non-believers in the Rudy Gobert trade over. I think me and you both were pretty anti it. The Twin Towers.
Yeah, I got to die on that hill too. Yeah.
Yep, I will die on that hill, just like all the elves died at the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Save those jokes for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Come on. Actually, that's a good segue. If you're a nerd and you got that reference, come watch our stream on Dweeb every Wednesday.
It is actually, Kev, it is actually the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, like this last week, anniversary of those movies coming out. So I asked my buddy if they're a Christmas show, and my buddy goes, well, they walk through the snow in the first movie, so technically it's Christmas. I'm like, deal. I'm fucking watching the extended cut over Christmas break.
Let's go. I'm counting that. Yep. Die Hard's the best Christmas movie, though. We can talk about that on another day.
That's another show. They're legit. Do I think they're number one? No, I stand by my Nuggets. I will not back down from that hill that I jumped on last December. It's done me well. But they're good. They're up there. Anthony Edwards is a monster. He's fucking good. Cat's good. Well, I hate Cat, but
your GOAT might be quickly becoming my GOAT, because this comment says Timberwolves are pretty legit, but the Rudy trade is still bad. So see, we're giving us
all right.
Giving us a little soft cushion to land on. I love that.
I'm pulling up their stats here. Also, I figured out how to do this without changing tabs, which is awesome.
Ooh, we're learning. Look at that. Season 2, baby.
Ant averaging 24-5 a game, 5.5 and 5 a game. Karl-Anthony Towns 22, 9 and 3. John's favorite player ever, Naz Reid, averaging 13.
hey, we got to put some respect on Naz.
Gobert 12 and 12. Mike Conley out there 11-6. Conley trade was good. He fits in. Obviously, they should have just traded him with Gobert at the time. They're good, man. They are. I can't take 20-6 away. They're good.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to kind of go with you there, hedge this bet a little bit. Yeah. I think they are legit. I'm going to press X to doubt on them being the top seed in the West by the end of the season, though. I see this team right now probably a 3 or 4 seed.
I think they're a top team. I just don't think they're the top seed. I could see this plucky fucking Thunder team getting the top seed. They're wild.
I would love that from the Thunder, but that's the tops to what? Minnesota. I mean, can you check Boston right? Because Minnesota clearly, what is it? Maybe Houston's close as far as opposing teams' points per game. So obviously that's not a 1-for-1. You can't just look at that and say this is the best team defensively. But
I mean they're
playing good defense.
They're 3 points up on Boston.
Yeah,
so in the West. So they're
in a league. In a league that feels like first to 150 wins, it's actually the 2 best defensive teams in each conference that's sitting at top.
Yep.
Yeah, Go agrees with us. He sees about a top 4 for Timberwolves. OKC in the top 3. Yeah, you know what? I won't be surprised. Wait, hang on. I still have the banner. It never goes away. There it goes. Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready for that to be the number 1 seed. Okay.
Ring me, baby. I called them last December. I've not ever backed down from that one.
That's why it was always the Nuggets. Not quite the Owls,
the Owls were so
college
close.
Basketball.
The Owls were so close, and then freaking Justin Herbert's Aztecs came along and buzzsawed them.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the other big surprise team in the NBA, or do you want to talk about the most surprising soundbite I've heard this week?
Let's go. We've got the standings. Let's just keep. Here we go. Right here. We'll just jump. Got a viewer question here, Kev. Let's go.
That. Okay. Thank you, Goat.
Who will be better at the end of the season, the Suns or the Clippers? Let's ask this question. I want to say barring injury, but that's both teams because Bradley Beal, they never play, and you never know it's Clippers. Nate says Suns.
Suns, he said.
If they're fully healthy, both teams, like Beal comes back, man, the Suns got some serious firepower. But I actually think it's the Clippers.
Clippers.
Paul George and Kawhi have played together for so long. There is no learning curve with them. Westbrook's played with them for a season. Harden's getting integrated. I mean, they've won 9 straight. Getting integrated is not the right way you can put that. I like the Clippers, although I think the best player that could be out there between both of them, best scorer, is definitely Devin Booker.
That's fair. 3 games ahead right now, the Clippers. When it comes to the regular season standings, I'm going with the Clippers. I agree with the GOAT here. They have more depth.
Way more depth.
So both these teams clearly have injury issues. They've had a history, or at least the players on each team have had a history of frequent injuries. I'm going with the Clippers because they have more depth, and we've actually gotten to see them play before. Like you said, Kawhi and Paul have played together. What's GOAT say here? When Kawhi plays the way he's playing right now, the whole team just goes to another level. And that's the other point that I was about to get to. When it comes to the end of the season and the playoffs, the time when, let's be honest, James Harden is not his best, he can disappear the way that James Harden does. Because he's got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. More Kawhi Leonard than Paul George. But Paul George, in my opinion, has gotten over. He had some big chokes early in his career. I don't know if I'd call him playoff P like he wants to be called. But I think that in the regular season, we'll say Paul George and Kawhi at any point in the season can clinch those games for you when James Harden tends to kind of fade into the shadows.
If Kawhi is healthy, we've seen him take a team all the way to a title. He took the Raptors, took them to a title. If he is healthy, he can pull it off.
Yep.
The Suns, I don't have any belief in those 3 together. They fit weird, all 3 of them together. And I know we're saying this hypothetically, they're all healthy. I don't ever believe that Bradley Beal is going to be healthy.
Yeah.
GOAT's also right here too. Russ willing to take that role. And Russ has been good since he got there.
Yeah, and him embracing it, right? Yeah. Like this isn't Lakers Russ.
Yeah.
Right. He's a changed guy.
When he switched teams last year, like good for him. Like he has been different, man. Good for him.
And it's exactly what that collection of talent needs, in my opinion. And that's the other thing with the Clippers. We don't know. We talked about this last episode. PJ Tucker wants a bigger role. I doubt he's going to get it there. So who's to say what other pieces are added? But this was a team I had to eat my words last year. I thought this was one of the deepest teams in the NBA, and they just couldn't quite get healthy. And looking at them now, I like the Clippers. Maybe it's some recency bias because they happen to be on the top of a pretty nice run right now, and I haven't seen the Suns' 3 best players even play together for a week. So it's hard for me to pick the Suns over the Clippers based on that. So give me LA.
I think the same. I feel the same way. The Suns' depth, like Goat said, was devastated by all the trades and everything. And I don't believe it. I don't believe in Grayson Allen.
No argument here.
He will take the last shot. I believe he'll take the last shot. Don't Spurs or Pistons. This one's easy for me. Spurs have Wemby. Period.
Is the question? Who's going to win the more games?
Better.
Because the winner of this season at this point is whoever loses.
Who's gonna have the better record? Yeah, the winner.
The Spurs will have the better record.
I think so too. I think the Spurs will have.
Which I cannot believe I'm saying. I never would have believed that. Even
a better battle would have been Spurs and Wizards. Same record.
Oh God, dude! Oh, the Wizards. Was there ever a more instant karma fitting moment than Jordan Poole taking the flop? And then seconds later, tripping on his own sweat. And then a few seconds after that, getting a technical.
Kev, that fucking sequence is the most Jordan Poole thing. Oh, so I first saw it. I just saw the fall, and I'm like, dude, like, and there was all those memes of him like getting punched down by Draymond. I'm like, damn, like that's kind of fucked up.
The RKO, Randy Orton out of
yeah,
nowhere.
all those, and then I saw the full one, and I'm like, oh my god, this fucking dude flopped, and then fell on his own flop. Also, Kev, where's the managers to clean that up? Like, what are your boys doing?
Hey, you know, that's a dangerous game when you flop like that in center court. You know, nobody.
I worked.
They can get into the key, but
I worked one NBA preseason game of my life, and it was the last time the Thunder ever played together. It was a preseason right before they traded Harden, and they were telling us, like, you know, what you do under the baseline, like cleaning up sweat and stuff. And the guy just looks at us and goes, "I'm not saying their lives are more important than yours, but I am saying their lives are more important than yours."
But their millions are
like,
guaranteed.
Get the sweat fucking cleaned up. We got it, Captain.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
We got two great ones. Sun's depth is like Killian Hayes, just bad. And then the battle of ass. Would you rather have Killian Hayes or Jordan Poole?
I would rather have Killian Hayes.
100%. Jordan Poole's antics are, I can't. Like, at least Killian Hayes is just bad, but he just is. Like, what?
Have I told the story recently of the end of season, like the bullshit Pacers Pistons game I went to with my brother at the end of last season?
I remember you going to it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a. It was like a JV game, man. A lot of young talent playing. Killian Hayes played really well in that particular game. So I've seen it with my own eyes, and he had some flashes last year. I don't know if he's going to need a change of scenery, but if I had to pick between the two, because to me, I know Jordan Poole has an attitude problem. I know that Draymond Green is now, the whole league is saying, Draymond needs to get help. He needs to go seek therapy. First of all, he's been this guy for a decade. But secondly, no one gave a shit when he punched Jordan Poole because it was Jordan Poole. And everybody's like, oh, I get it. Yeah, honestly, dude, I'm surprised more people haven't punched that guy at work. So I don't know. I give me Killian Hayes right now. Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are contract-wise, but something tells me
Poole's got the big one because he signed it with the Wizards, and I assume Killian Hayes is probably a rookie deal, right?
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, I assume Killian Hayes isn't nearly as bad as Jordan Poole
is. I just want to see here. Whoops. Is that popping up? I don't know how I did that.
Whoopsies.
Oh, it's just changing. I thought it was coming. Okay, let's see here. It was just changing below on our end. I was like, oh, shit. 2-26, bro. Like, how is that freaking possible?
What is that? 24 million. Is that Killian, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's got to be Killian. Yeah.
2 to 4 years. So it's 2 years, probably a team option then.
Let's see.
Yeah. I mean,
it's his third season. He's on a rookie deal. Yeah, he's on a rookie deal, seventh pick overall. Yeah, give me Hayes.
I have more faith in now.
Fourth season.
It's a great game of would you rather, because when both options suck, that's when you're playing a good game. But
without the attitude,
give me Hayes right now. Less of a cost. I have a little more faith in the potential, and I don't see him as a chemistry black hole the way I see Jordan Poole.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
So I think the other topic that I had for you, wanted to give you a chance before we hit my funniest topic of the day. Give you a chance to take a bow, James, as the Orlando Magic. What were they? Are they fourth in the East right now? I believe that 16
That's what I'm 10, pulling my standings back up. I was deep down a Killian Hayes rabbit hole there. So those things I didn't think I'd say.
Gotta love, dude. Every time the show, we always find
the Magic are fourth in the East right now, 16-10. My boys, let's get their stats up here. They were one of my preseason picks for teams to make a huge jump.
That is correct.
And they have done it all without my boy too. Markelle Fultz has been hurt most of the year.
And with Jalen Suggs being just like a 3 and D, not even a 3, just a defensive specialist.
They're just finding ways. Paolo and Franz are very good. Cole Anthony's been good. Like you said, Suggs, not really translated. Yeah, that comment is, I saw it too. Killian Hayes rabbit hole. Traumatizing thing to see. Yes.
It's the holidays, we're having fun.
Yeah.
A little eggnog after this will fix us.
I mean, they're getting fucking 32 a game from the Wagner brothers. That's fucking wild. They got a lot. I mean, they got a lot of high draft picks, a lot of talent, and they're just finding ways to win. Now they did get the break speed off him the other night by the Heat got him good, but 16-10, 6-4, their last 10. Oh, wrong team. I'm looking at the Heat. Sorry, 11-3 at home is awesome. It was great. Yeah, they have lost 3 in a row. They were 16-7, so they were a little hotter. Protecting home court, defensively pretty damn good. Yeah, they've been impressive. I give credit where credit is due, man.
And I have to give credit to you for seeing it. And with that, I have a follow-up question for you. They're currently at the 4 seed, nursing a very thin lead over the Knicks, the Heat. The Cavs are right there. My poor, underperforming Pacers are still in that mix, although they're right now. They're right around where I thought they'd be this year, flirting with that play-in 6 seed maybe. So where do you see Orlando holding place here? Around 4? Are they going to be a top 6? Are they a play-in team? Where do you see your boys when it's all said and done?
I say top 6. Goat's got a good point here. The difference between the Orlando Magic and other bottom feeder young teams is that their players actually develop and improve. They have some good vets with experience that know how to close out a game and defensive schemes. Talent is probably the second best in the NBA. He says he's got 5th or 6th. Their offense lets them down sometimes. Correct. The offense can let them down. We just talked about Jalen Suggs and how he hasn't become much of a scorer, but he's a great defender. I'm saying top 6. I don't know, the 4 to 6. I could see 5 or 6. The Knicks are going to be right there. The Heat are going to be right there. Cavs are right there. I think that's a good spot for them. They finish top 4. I think your top 3 are pretty locked. I think it's the Celtics, Bucks, and surprisingly, the 76ers, because Tyrese Maxey has exploded. I was definitely off that bandwagon with the mess before the season with James Harden, so I was wrong there. But I think that's your top 3, and then any of those teams right there, from the Magic to the Pacers, I could see in that 4, 5, 6. But Goat said, man, they got young dudes that play together. They've developed. It's until, obviously barring injuries, Markelle Fultz is always hurt. But last year, if you watch the show, I talked about it consistently. Every month he was better and better and better until the end of the season. He was playing great. And the Magic staff's credited a lot with fixing, however you want to fix it, that's not the right term, helping him get that confidence back, working on his jumper and bringing him back from wherever the fuck he went.
Yeah, which was brutal. But I'm torn on this one. I agree with what you said about the top 3, which with the Sixers has been a surprise. A huge Maxey guy over here, but I didn't see this. I thought for sure they would drop down a few rankings.
I was very not on that board, so
impressed there. For me, and this is just maybe me being a pessimist right now, I question the Pacers' ability to, so when you say, I could see the Knicks as a 4, I could see the Heat as a 4, even the Cavs as a 4.
Opponent's points per game, 126.5. One of those is not like the other.
A team does not play defense. They don't quite have their rotation figured out. I love Rick Carlisle. But again, this is a team that got off to a hot start that I think had a lot of people thinking they would be ahead of schedule. And early in the season, I had always said before the season, the Pacers are a play-in team who might get ahead of schedule and be like a 5 or a 6 seed if we're lucky. But I see right now Orlando, I'm confident, they're a lock for the play-in for me, but I kind of see right now today I'm giving Orlando a 6 or a 7 seed. But I think Cleveland's gonna either turn things around or maybe make a move. Cavs healthy is top 4, but they've been more injury prone than Greg Oden's knees.
Or wrist or fucking everything with that, man. Remember him in college at Ohio State shooting free throws left-handed because he had the broken wrist?
Yeah, man. Oh, man. I've got a great Greg Oden story. There's never been an athlete more disappointed to have to take a photo with anyone than when
Than
Greg
you?
Oden had to take a picture with me. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I used to work on campus at Ohio State, and Greg
Yep.
Oden showed up at the bar I was managing, and some of my friends from a small town in Ohio were there to visit me. So they see Greg Oden, and this is now in the NBA, Greg Oden. This
Yep.
is, his knees are shot.
This
And
is partying Greg Oden, the one.
Yeah,
that's how he got out of the league.
yeah, exactly. And so and they knew I'm not an Ohio State fan. So they went up to Greg Oden, asked him for a photo. Then, they're lined up. And of course I photobombed this thing. You're not going to take a photo with an NBA player with me in the building and have me not get in that photo. It's just not going to happen. So I jump in on the very end, throw my arm around somebody, and they all turn to me and they go, "Kev, what are you doing here?" As if like the Ohio State fan's not allowed to be in the photo. So now I'm a bit of a character, I have a bit of an attitude myself. So
Bouncer Kev.
maybe a bad move here. I looked up to Greg, not meaning to offend him, but I said, "Oh, yes, no, I'm so sorry. Oh, yes, please, Mr. Greg Oden, would it be all right if I joined my friends for this photograph with you?" Basically, I thought I was being a dick to my friends, just like, okay, whatever.
You were got.
That photo, I will show it to you. I'll go grab it off the internet. He is just... Everybody else is smiling. Everybody else is happy. And that dude's like, "Get me out of this.
Get me away from
Get
this
dude
fucking
out of this
freak."
room with me, man. I cannot stand this dude."
Whoops.
So, yeah, Greg Oden, respect. Sorry about that, man. That's my bad. Only mistakes. What up? Eggs in the chat. Shout out. Clout Route crew in the building. Worst attitude, Kev or Jordan Poole?
That night, Kev. Kev won that night, Kev. Kev wins that night. Normally, Jordan Poole. Goat's got another good one. Hey, this is another good one. Which NBA team do you see overachieving when the season ends, and which team underachieves? I have my underachiever. No question.
Oh, go ahead. Fire away.
The Suns. I got the Suns as the underachiever of the year.
Okay.
Said it before the season. I'll stand by it. I just don't think they'll be healthy, and the pieces are weird to me.
Now, this could be me just being a non-believer, right? Well, shit. I was just about to say the Rockets are one of my favorites for overachiever, but then I'm looking at the Thunder and the Timberwolves and at the standings.
I know. I was gonna say, can you choose the Thunder? Let's say you can't choose the Timberwolves or Thunder. Let's go outside the realm.
Yeah, because the Thunder, they'll just be overachieving back-to-back years. Because on the one hand, it's like, well, they were good last year.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win the title, and you're gonna be like, oh wow, they overachieved again.
Oh no, if they win the title, I'll be like, go back to Seattle. God damn it, I want the Sonics back. It should have been Seattle. OKC and the Pelicans. The Pelicans as your underachiever.
Oh, don't pick Kev off. That's Kev's team.
No, I see it though. I see it. Can you scroll up for me? Let me see the East real quick to see if there's... I mean, look, Bulls and Raptors, I'm going to put them as my honorary nominees for underachievers of the year because
last year.
Thank you, James. Should have blown it up last year. I'm not going to stop saying it because people keep putting out tweets. Is it time for the Bulls to blow it up? No, it's a year too late for that.
Now they're not
blow it up. Raptors. So yeah, put those two on my list for sure. Raptors as the middest team.
They doubled down. They traded for Pirtle, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
The Raptors are like me, dude. They're just like, all right, we like mid-range jumpers.
Yeah, Brick City. My overachiever, I'm gonna blow your mind, Kev. I'm gonna pick one. My overachiever of the year is gonna be the number 8 seed right there. You want to read that name to me?
Oh, the Indiana Pacers.
Give me a top 6 seed and possibly a second round in the playoffs. I'm gonna jump that. I'm not off that bandwagon. They didn't just go to the title game of the in-season tournament, the IST, for nothing.
Hey, IST runner up. Put the banner up.
You should put a banner up.
Put the banner up,
The
baby.
Lakers are frauds. They put one up after saying they weren't going to.
Yeah.
Adam
that
Silver
was
made
all
that
Adam
call.
Silver. He's like,
Hey,
listen here.
Put
Listen
it
here,
up.
Lakers.
It's probably
You're
off by
putting that
itself
damn
somewhere,
banner
like,
up.
different color. Like I saw somebody tweet that when the Clippers have the building, that's the one banner they shouldn't cover up.
Just have that one up there. That's great.
They just don't know what defense is, but they got their enforcer back.
Yeah, and the thing about the Pacers that's interesting to look at, Jarris Walker continues to go up and down, and Ben Shepherd, yeah, and right now they're doing it because they want to win that cup. That's my thoughts. They're stacking the G League roster because they're trying to win the G League's in-season tournament.
Oh, they're gonna put a banner up.
Yeah, of course. I think that's why they moved the Mad Ants from Fort Wayne to Noblesville. It's a little closer to Indianapolis.
Be like, hey, you got to play up there right now.
Yeah, we can put your banners up with the big boys. But it's very interesting. Jarris continues to play better. He's improving over time throughout the season, so that could be a solid role player. If those two continue to grow, they'll have even more depth. And Buddy Hield is really the X factor here because he's a free agent at the end of the year. They weren't able to come to terms with the deal. Who knows? This is probably a team that wants to capitalize on its young players and try to make a good playoff run, but you don't have to just completely sell Buddy Hield off for draft picks. Maybe there's a deal in the works where you can get, and that's the other thing I'll say about the Pacers. They have this uncanny ability to come out as winners in these trades. Remember all those shitty memes in that Brogdon trade? People were showing what the Pacers got back from Malcolm Brogdon. It's like a pocket lint and a paper clip. Well, look at Aaron Naismith now. Who won that Celtics trade now? And there's just been time and time again when Oladipo won it out and they were able to get into that Brooklyn deal and turn that into Karis LeVert. And then after he got hurt, and then they were able to flip LeVert as well. So the Pacers do a great job of making those trades. So yeah, I'll put them up there as my homer biased.
I pushed you into that. It's okay.
But I also give me the Rockets as well, just because I could still see them doing something. And I hate that, by the way. If you don't know, if you're new here, I don't like Dylan Brooks very much, but
you're not a big fan.
I love Fred VanVleet.
Actually, I think the Pistons are overachievers. I mean, think about it. He wins this a lot.
They definitely blew our expectations away, didn't they? My goodness.
Losers, if you can see this over here, losers of 25 straight right here.
That's the biggest L that I have to take this season because
I was not on that train, I'll tell you that.
Last year going into this year, I actually had the Pistons as a team. Not that they would be a playoff team, but I genuinely thought they would be that scrappy team that would be flirting with the bubble, kind of like what the Pacers were last year. The Pacers had a good young team last year. They fought hard. They were in a lot of games for about 3 quarters, and then they wouldn't. And that's who I thought the Pistons would be, with maybe the potential to win more games. I was like, oh, maybe they'll string it together. Maybe some of these guys will grow faster than I expect, and they'll actually win a few games. And this has been awful. Andre Drummond owns the Pacers, by the way. So did Rodney Stuckey in his day. Never been so hyped to see an 8th man in the rotation join the Pacers. I was like, he can't hurt us anymore. Who is
gotta be real about it. I
never expected us to be in the play-in for the last 3 years. I'm a realist with my team. Hey,
gotta be real.
It always helps, to be real about it.
With my team there, see that with my team. So
Goat's with us on the probably on the we
on the fan argument. Yes,
I'm all about the we.
Yep.
Now, when we talk about being realistic, some folks may say that this is a realistic take. Some might say it's a bit much. Now, Becky Hammon called Jalen Brunson too small to
I
be
have
an
not heard
A1.
this yet.
player. Yeah, James, do you have
So,
the clip?
I am
Are you
pulling
able to pull
right
it up?
now for you,
Let's
yeah.
say
Give me
I've
1
got the
second.
audio queued if we need it, but
I got it.
yeah.
So we should be able to hear this. I have let's maximize that. I have not heard this yet, so this is first time for we got a minute here. Here we go.
How stuck do you think the Knicks are here in the Eastern Conference?
Well, I certainly agree with you. They're not getting into that tier. They don't have enough personnel. They don't have the manpower that they need to hang with those guys. I think you're going to get a consistent team like they've been. They're a pretty good team. They're well coached. They're going to be on their defensive game. But at the end of the day, they don't have a dude. You got to have a dude. You got to have a 1A dude. And they're missing that at the end of the day if we're just getting down to brass taxes.
Getting down to brass taxes.
Sorry.
I didn't want to disagree with
Is
Becky
it
today,
brass
but they do have
taxes?
that
I
dude.
thought it was brass tax.
I
Jalen
don't
Brunson.
know.
No,
And-
he's too small.
But here's the
Thumbtack.
thing, and that's
Didn't they say
but-
about you?
But you know
They
what?
say that about you.
But
You're a Hall of
but you know
Famer.
what?
I got a philosophy.
But-
Can I say my philosophy?
Go ahead.
If your best player is small, you're not winning. John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash. You could go down the list. Steph Curry is the only.
Guys,
But he's not that small.
But
He's not that small. He's like 6'3".
But
He's not that
also
small.
though, I mean, he's the greatest shooter to ever walk the planet. He's in a
An outlier.
class.
Okay.
She
But
is
see,
right. History says she is right.
Okay,
So-
but we're living in a new age. Okay, new day.
That's
Goat
fucking.
has a stat that
That's
says that's
funny
going to
as-
prove that's horrible.
That's funny as shit. I respect the take. Becky Hammon was on the Spurs staff forever. I respect the take, and I don't disagree like you do. You got to have a fucking dog, whatever you want to call him, 1A dog, superstar, whatever you want. She's not wrong. The small take's kind of interesting if you really think about it. But I don't think he's not as small as those guys like Stockton and AI and Nash. Those guys were all small.
Also, I'm all
he's
for
got a-
whitewashing.
He's got a picture.
Can you send him the invite to Discord? You can send it to our Discord real quick.
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you, James.
Drop
Now, I want to say one thing. Was John Stockton the best player on his team? I think as much as I would love to whitewash all of the contributions that Karl Malone had to the NBA because he's a disgusting person, a horrible human being, but I don't know if on the basketball court, if you could actually say John Stockton was the best player for Utah anyway. I'm all for whitewashing. Kev, interesting. So, Michael, that's not what I meant. I'm getting clipped out. The Last Samurai was my favorite movie, though, Michael. No, just kidding. That's a joke.
Okay, Goat, I just dropped our Discord link in there. Hop in there. You can drop that in our bite-sized chat.
And we'll get that pulled up. I want everyone to, just
you.
so we're all clear, this saying, because we did a whole segment on this, shameless plug, on the Clout Route just on Tuesday. I cannot stand when people say things like for all intensive purposes. And so it is not get down to brass taxes, because that's not a thing. It is, in fact, brass tacks. So I don't know. I might be 50-50 on the take, but because she called it taxes, I'm going to side with Jalen Brunson. I feel obligated to take the high road here, James, because I very easily could pull a Wally Zerbiak right now and just dunk on my rival's point guard and say, oh, Mr. Wannabe All-Star Jalen Brunson. But I'm not going to do that because Jalen Brunson is an incredibly talented guy. I wish Keebler was here.
I know,
I really
this
do.
is a Keebler topic.
Goat says it proves who's the more efficient, and Brunson is better analytically.
Comparison: LaMelo, Trae Young, Lillard, Kyrie, Brunson. Like just off the top of my head, if I was putting those guys in order, I'd go Lillard, Kyrie, Brunson. Just that's without any. Just real quick.
Yep, fair.
But you're looking at points per game; they're all similar. But then, you go down. Brunson's got the number one field goal percentage. Him and Kyrie are actually a pretty good chunk. They're a step above the other two. Easily the best 3-point percentage. Not even fucking close. Jesus. 46% to nobody else is over 39. Free throw percentage. He's actually got the worst, but that's okay. Effective field goal percentage, 552. He's got the number one. I don't know. Blocks per minute. VORP, he's got the number one. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Assists per game, he's 4th. Trae Young and LaMelo. Yeah, efficiency-wise, he is absolutely better than the rest of them.
I think I see, and I don't even know if I completely agree with Becky's take. And I think it's interesting someone from the Spurs staff would have that take, because some of the best NBA champions of all time, remember how badly that Spurs team decimated the Heat? And that was in the twilight of Tim Duncan. Ginobili was there. Parker was there. But we've seen the 03 Pistons or 04 Pistons. We've seen teams, and I'm not saying that it's not the vast majority of the time, but we've seen teams that are put together that are really good teams that have multiple all-stars, but none of them are that whatever you want to quantify as an A1 superstar.
Yeah, it could be done without him. It's easier to do it with them.
I disagree with her here.
I'd have to see this stat, but I'm sure this is correct. Just looking at these guys, there's no question in my mind that he's the best defender. He has the best. Goat says he has the best defensive box plus minus out of all of them. I wouldn't surprise me. Trae Young's an absolutely terrible
out of
defender.
that group. 100% wouldn't surprise me. Yeah,
Damian Lillard's just average. I don't expect LaMelo to be any good either. So I don't disagree there at all. I when you start looking at the stats, you're like, damn, like he probably doesn't get the credit he should.
I agree with that. I think Brunson should get some more credit, and I did find it funny that shoot, Becky Hammond's small for the women's game, you know. So I thought it
was funny. I respect her opinion, man. Like she was in.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I respect hers more than I respect a lot of analysts.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that much, but I disagree with the take here for a lot of different reasons. I don't know. I'm not willing to plant my flag on the is he an A, because I couldn't come up with an A1 guy list. I would need to do some work to tier that off. That's a fun off-season episode, James. Let's get the old tier maker out and just figure out who these A1 guys are. But I think it's interesting take, an interesting debate, something to look out for, and good for her for giving Jalen Brunson some clipboard material, because that's going to be great. We got a question.
Yeah, Michael out there. He was at the he was at the game. He was at the Kings Celtics game last night. They got lost by 20. Both teams were hitting deep. But his question is there anybody out there the Kings should target? Sabonis, bless his heart, struggled against Kristaps. To be frank, most people will struggle against Kristaps.
Yeah.
But Sabonis is a little bit shorter. That is a tough matchup for him.
Well, before we talk about potential additions, I just want to point out that when you talk about any bigs that you could add next to Sabonis, you're going to have to talk to him about that first if you're the GM, because that was one of the whole reasons he wanted out of Indiana in the first place, was that he and Miles Turner could not coexist the way you would want. Because on paper, how does that not work, right? You have Sabonis, who is this great passer. He's got a fantastic touch around the rim. He's the offensive guy. And then Miles Turner is this unique 3-and-D center who can average 2 to 3 blocks per game when healthy, and doesn't shoot the greatest percentage from 3, but you can't leave him wide open either. And he is more of a floor spreader than he is a back to the basket or a center that has any kind of, I don't even think he has a great off the dribble game when he's facing the basket. You know, he doesn't have much there. So I think it would, and that's, I guess, a long way. I'm going around my elbow to get to my wrist here to say that I don't really know who the kind of guy is that you go get with Sabonis, because they had the perfect guy in Indiana and he wanted out.
Yep.
What is Goat's hot take?
Scotty Barnes is better than the best players in the 21 draft class and 22 draft class. Interesting. I want to go pull up his stats.
I was about to say,
I'm looking at Sabonis's right now.
I would say we'll dive into that.
He just can't shoot. Like, he's just not a floor
do you have any thoughts on?
I think you need a long defensive guy to put next to him to make up for it. The problem is you probably need him to be able to shoot too, and those are hard to find. And then you talk about what you just said too, is he wouldn't do it again. He wouldn't do next to Miles.
Right. You have to go find your Brooke Lopez, right? Like go find your guy who's at the end of his career, who's a decent rim protector, at least has some rim protection and is a floor spreader. I think it's somebody like that, but off the top of my head, I can't come up with any names.
That's so hard. That's so hard to find
for them to target. That's a great question, though, Mike. We'll look into that.
Oh yeah, Scotty Barnes. I was looking. He had a 17 rebound game the other day. I remember because I had a bet on him.
I do.
He's shooting He is shooting excellent. He's right.
He's shooting excellent this season. Michael said, "I'd lose my mind if Brooke made his way to Sacramento." Nate, an Indiana boy. When Scott Skiles coming back?
This is a good one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, shout out, Go. Thank you for joining the Discord and sending those in there. That's awesome. We love that.
Yep.
That is. Oh, and shout out to Stathead Basketball Reference.
Yeah. Look at the number. Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, how do you argue with all that green?
9 rebounds a
game.
I
like your style, man. Goat's over here like, hey guys, I got a hot take, but little does he know, or little do we know. He's like, I got this hot take that I just happen to have all of this factual evidence to back me up on.
It isn't such a hot take. Like, holy, he's second points, first in rebounds a game, second in assists per game, first in steals, blocks, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, effective field percentage. Jesus.
Love me some Scotty
BPM.
Barnes.
What's BPM? It can't be blocks per minute.
It's no, blocks per minute.
That's what I'm like, blocks per minute. There ain't no way. Goat knows. He knows. Man, I was just looking at his ESPN stats too. Like, he's made a hell of a jump this year. Like, yeah, he's it. He's stellar. We all talk about we were really high on Cade early in the season, like especially after that first week where he blew up. Little did we know they weren't going to win. They were going to win one more game from then until now. So there's a question there. Banchero's really good. Like, but I think it's, in my opinion, it's those two. It's Banchero or Scotty Barnes.
That's the box plus minus, James. That's the BPM.
Got it. That makes more sense. Blocks per minute. I was like, holy shit, this dude is averaging 6 blocks per minute. Like, what universe am I living in?
I was going into DJ mode. I was like, well, I usually like something between 90 and 120 BPM, but
like, I was like, I said it blocks per minute earlier too, and the other one, I was like, hey, wait a second.
That's not a thing. That'd be a cool thing, though. I mean, you're getting a lot of blocks if you're breaking it down by the minute. Jeez.
It is very hard to argue against those stats. He's a big dude. Wow, tall. He's big too. I gotta pull it up.
Was he 6'8"?
I was gonna say 6'7", 6'8". 6'7", yeah. 22 years old, third year. Yeah. Woof. I guess there's a reason they were unwilling to trade him.
That's why he was the untouchable one. Yeah, which
he was untouchable. They should have blown it up.
Build around Scotty.
Yes.
I am all for that. So yeah, we'll come back to the Kings thing. Oh, that'll be something for us to look into, and we will have some options for you, Michael, next week. Now, actually, let me do a bit of correcting. We're going to be off next week for the holidays, so we're going to have a 1-week break. Bear with us. We will be back for the live shows right away, first Thursday of 2024. But bear with us, guys. We will be taking a break. Got some holiday travel and all that good stuff, but don't worry. We're going to work on having some not live content here for you on Bite Size Sports. So we will still have some stuff for you in case you are bored, in case you're like me and, you need a 30-minute to half an hour, you need a 30-minute to an hour break from all the holiday festivities. You just need to go nerd out on some sports stuff. We'll be here for you.
Got some score updates while we're going through this. Pelicans beat the Cavs by 19. Bulls beat the Spurs. Halftime, Lakers, Timberwolves. Timberwolves are up 4. The Thunder are going to beat the Clippers by 20-ish. They're up 19 right now with 19 seconds left. Wow. 4 minutes left in the fourth. The Bucks are beating the Magic by 9. Giannis almost has a triple-double. And then 4 minutes left in the fourth. Pacers, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are up 13. Are the Grizzlies back? ?
I think this is a
Sure
bit of a
looks like
revenge game, potentially. I'm not seeing any of the stats. I won't be surprised if Ja had a performance because
he's got 18, 7, and 5. It's actually Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain has 25,
it's a
7, and
Desmond Bain
6.
day. Well, Desmond Bain's an
Bain,
Indiana
yeah.
boy, so
He is. He's Richmond, Indiana. Yep.
yeah, he might be having a day in front of the home crowd. But I was thinking the reason I was saying what I was saying about Ja is the pacer in that litany of issues that Ja had back to back to back. One of the things
Mhm.
was
It was
pointing the laser pointer at a member of Pacers staff.
Yep.
And so I could see this team being very motivated to shove one in the Pacers
Yep.
pipe to have them smoke it. But also the Pacers just haven't been playing well. Rick Carlisle talked about needing to make changes a week ago and then rolled out the same starting lineup
nice.
the last two
They'll
games.
always
So
do it. Nothing like making
as
changes.
Tupac once said, I see no changes. Oh no, James just hopped right out. He really hated my Tupac joke, guys, but that's okay. I'm sure he will be back. But this would be a good time for me to say thank you to all of you who have tuned in. A very active chat today. We love that. It's been great. Thank you. James with the mic drop.
Control R was on the wrong screen.
Well, that is everything that was on the agenda today, except for the Christmas Day preview. I know we ran a little longer than we intended today, James. Do you have any Christmas Day games that you want to take a look at before we bid our farewells?
I'll pull the schedule up here.
Take your time. While you pull that up, I will start talking about thanking all of you, once again for tuning in. We'll be here every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We also have our Carnage Unleashed, brought to you by Bite Size Sports and Carnage Media every Monday at 8 p.m. I need a snack or something. I think I'm having a stroke, James.
You're falling apart. It's the mustache.
Getting my words out. Yeah, that's what it is.
The mustachio's gone.
The power's been drained. I'm like Samson, but with no hair on his head.
Correct. Yeah. He lost it. Goat, thank you for your participation tonight. Thank you for joining Discord, throwing those in there. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very fun Monday games. Gonna find the second TV at Mom's house because there's good football and good basketball. I mean, that's a monster fucking slate. Milwaukee, New York's good. Golden State, Denver, not as good. Denver's great. Golden State's struggling. Boston, LA is fun. Philly, Miami's fun. Dallas, Phoenix. That is if you start drinking at noon, it's gonna be a long day.
That's a good day. If the presents let you down, the basketball shouldn't. I agree that poor Denver, right? Defending champs, and I'm sure this wasn't looked at as a loss when they got Golden State on Christmas Day.
Yep.
But it's the 2:30 game against a Golden State team that people don't care about as much. Like that's
more
the
drama than anything. Yeah.
Of all those games, except for the 10:30 one, which no one's going to watch. That Denver Golden State game's the one that's going to get skipped.
Yeah, that's right in the middle of football. I don't know what the football game is. I know the Giants game is around there, so there's not a great middle football game. But yeah, it's
a great slate.
My favorite game of the day is I think it's Boston, LA.
Oh, definitely, that is mine.
I think that's my game of the day.
I'm a big fan of league history. I think we've talked about that before. As much as I hate the Lakers and the Celtics while loving them at the same time because they're just like I hate the Yankees. I hate the Yankees, but I love the history of the Major League Baseball. Same thing with the NBA. They're the two best franchises of all time. At least the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. Hey, let's go.
There is a hot take.
There's your hot take.
I can tell you one team that will not be. My Tennessee Tanks are full on tank, and their injury report was like this fucking long today.
Will Levis can play?
I think the mailman's going to be shut down for the season. High ankle sprain after last week that got him Benton back, and there's a meme out there where he looks like Peter Griffin. And that line it's like me and you and Nate blocking out there. Like they need to not get this man hurt. Just shut him down. Lose the next 3 games, tank it out, get Joe Alt, get your left tackle. They have $75 million cap space. They're going to have more than anybody in the league. You can fix the line quick, sign T. Higgins. We can make a quick turnaround here and change the offense. We're good. Which means none of that shit's going to happen. We're going to fucking run the ball every time next year and not use the rocket arm he has.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Go. You're right. That talk about a dysfunctional mess of a franchise.
Poor Panthers. And as a Colts fan,
But-
I saw it coming.
Yeah, but not poor Bears. Nate's team. The Bears are in great position right now to do whatever they want because they're going to have the top pick and starting to get. It'll be another top 10 pick, so they got a lot of options. My opinion.
Bears.
My opinion. Take the best player in the draft. There's only one of them, and it's Michael. Is it Harrison?
Marvin Harrison.
Marv
Jr.
Why did I say? I said Michael. I started thinking of Michael Pittman and how he was dead. Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. Take the best receiver in the draft and figure it out from there. As a Lions fan, go. You were right. Yes, yes. This is
and the Vikings.
Us AFC South guys like you North guys, you hate each other, like despise. You guys all fucking hate each other. Like us South guys, we're like Colts Titans don't like each other. That's a pretty regional rivalry, but like the Texans and Jags, I'm like I don't like them, but it's like,
I don't tweet at any Jags fans.
Yeah,
Very few
I
Texans
hate Colts
fans.
I live in Indiana though, so it sucks. But like they're fucking annoying. But there's a little bit of regionality to it. It's a 4-hour drive. It's not that far.
That's how I feel as a Notre Dame fan in the heart of Buckeye country. I'm like, dude, I can't. Even with it's like we don't even play you guys. Why you gotta look at me sideways? Like, well, you're not. It's not scarlet and gray, brother. So it ain't okay.
Yeah. Hey, don't watch out for them Huskers, man. Just pulled the fucking number 2 quarterback in the nation, baby.
What year is it, dude? Damn.
90s are coming back.
Nebraska hadn't been this. Yeah, let's say they got
the Husker. He's the highest rated recruit in the ESPN era that signed at Nebraska.
Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say I think the last good Nebraska quarterback ended up playing wide receiver for the Packers. What was that dude's name? Crouch? That guy?
Eric Crouch, yeah.
Yeah, Eric Crouch.
Fuck every California team because they used to bully me for being a Pistons fan while Blake No Knees Griffin was here.
No Knees Griffin. And also, while we're complaining, while we're just here in a free mode. Fuck Lakers fans in general on Twitter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm so sick and tired of?
Shut the fuck up.
Every single year, we'll send you Austin Reeves in a 2nd-round pick for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. We are not teams from the Midwest are not your farm system. And these, I don't know who's worse, Lakers fans or just the staff at Bleacher Report. Like, who puts these trades together, man? Stop it. I think they do it on purpose.
I do agree with that. Goat, man, you got to pick your team while you're young and you stick with it. I've been a Titans fan since 98. There's been a lot of bleak years, including a lost Super Bowl by this freaking far. And the Huskers haven't been good since I was probably still shitting my pants. So
took me 28 years to see the Cubs win their first World Series, and my grandpa waited some 70 odd for it. So
yeah, like this is the Lakers right here.
Yeah,
that is it. Oh,
I can see the account right now. It's got like a Pepe the Frog crying and wearing a Lakers hoodie. I can see it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, well, this has been a fun show. Thank you guys again. Goat, Nate, Rod, everybody, Michael, everybody who is
appreciate you guys
in the chat. I remember a trade offer Jordan Clarkson, a 2nd-round pick for Drummond and Reggie Jackson and a first.
Exactly. Correct.
Love those.
Correct.
Oh man, you guys have been great. Hey James, where can the folks at home find you when you're not here with us?
You can catch us live here every Thursday, except next week. This is the last live show of the year, 9 p.m. You can also catch me and you, Kev. We just spend most of our time during the week together. Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. talking Star Wars on our sister station Dweeb every Wednesday. We also do preview review over there where we review trailers every week. It's I'm getting killed for a Dune take right now because apparently I didn't pay attention when I read the book.
Oh no!
Apparently I'm stupid, but it happens. You can also catch me talking Titans here some on Bite-Sized Titans a little bit, but I just tend not to anymore because they suck and they're no fun. But thank you guys for comments. It was awesome. Appreciate you, Kev or Nate, Michael. I saw your dad pop in there. Appreciate all you guys.
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, you can find me at all those times James just mentioned. You can also find me on Tuesday and Sunday nights right there on the Clout Route from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, talking about grifters, scammers. I was about to say grammars, talking about grifters and scammers, and also grammar, though, like saying brass taxes. Okay, so you can get it all. You can literally get it all at the most influential podcast in the commentary community in 2023. We have an award for it. It's a GIF. I haven't got the plaque made yet, but we're very excited. So you can find us there. Like I said, Carnage Media Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern. I also do pay-per-views for Carnage Media. So if you're into boxing, kickboxing, MMA, any of that stuff, I will also, I'm very excited. It's finally official. James, I had to wait until the ink was dried, but I will be doing play-by-play commentary for Major League Indoor Soccer starting here in about a month in January.
Nice.
So that'll be on Black Swamp Productions, and we'll have the highlights here on Bite Size Sports. So we got a lot of stuff coming. Big year in 2024. Like James said, on Dweeb, we have a bunch of stuff. We do UFC watch-alongs. Yes, we will be doing, what do they call those? God damn it, I can't think of it right now. Yes, we will be doing some commentary tracks, some fight companions. There we go. That's what Joe Rogan calls them. Yes, we've done a couple before on the Carnage Media Twitch channel, but yes, we're going to be, I know for a fact we're doing one for 300. We weren't able to do one for 296 because we had an event that same night. But yeah, go check that out. Carnage Media. We do, when we do the podcast and stuff, we stream that here on Bite Size Sports as well. So you'll catch the podcast if you're here. But if you want to catch all of the fights we put on, all of our pay-per-views, they come out free later in the month on our YouTube channel. We break them down one fight at a time. So if you want to see new UFC upcomers like Dylan Budka, where they got their start, catch some of their amateur fights, you can do that right there on Carnage Media. So you can also, last thing I'll say, catch me talking Colts on the Pro Sports Fans app on the Horseshoe Pride podcast. I am actually going to be in the building again one more time, James. We're going to a Colts game for New Year's, and I may.
Oh, you're on the Raiders game.
Yeah, I'm on the Raiders game. I may be going to the final game of the year against the Texans too. We'll see.
Oh, baby.
So, be reporting on boots on the ground, reporting from Indianapolis, and I'll definitely be sober the whole time too, so we can look forward to that.
Absolutely. We don't drink.
Oh yeah, no.
Wear your hot pants. You wanted them last time.
I got to. I can't. I'm not going to be allowed in the stadium without those pants again. Nope. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, follow me on Twitter at KevNevic _. You'll see the pants. They're right there in the profile picture. So that will do it. I think we have finally
made
hit the end of our show. Sorry, James. It was supposed to be a short show. I remember that. When here we are. But we're happy. We got to spend the time with you. We hope you have a wonderful holiday, Christmas, New Year's, whatever you do, however you celebrate. We love you. We thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Oh, wait, here's an ad. Here's an ad as we leave. All right. So no awkward, like, hey, wave. Here's an ad. Thank you to our sponsors at W. Are you looking for an energy boost without the jitters? Let our friends at W Energy help you with their fantastic selection of flavors. Just visit www.w.gg and use the code BITESIZESPORTS at checkout for 10% off your order total. Again, that is www.dubby.gg. Code Bite Size Sports.